God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you for this great honor.
Fell asleep? I told you, Kamala.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I think the left has a serious problem here. You know, it's kind of funny actually, because they're the side that's always defending talent acquisition, right? We need all these H-1B visas because talent is so important, and we should open our doors to talented people and create a meritocratic system where the best people come in and allow us to be the most competitive. I love the way they apply that logic to immigration, but then when it comes to their own party, well then I guess qualifications and talent goes right out the frickin' window. It's no secret that Democrats are going through a little bit of a rough time right now, and so what do they need to do? They need to gear up for the next push, and they need talent to do that, but they're just so awful at collecting talent. You got the independent online right-wing sphere that's just booming with talent, and then there's the up-and-coming next generation of online leftist thought leaders. The Hassans of the world, the Voshes of the world, the Destinies, a real collective of clowns, and now we've got another one to add to the list. The latest far-left influencer making waves and becoming a real big voice in the space. Yeah, that's this Francesca Fiorentini individual who seems to be making huge waves within the world of leftist commentary. Yeah, well, you could pretty much get exactly where I'm going with this. She is an utter disaster. If this is the Democrat talent that's currently being curated and promoted, well then I gotta say my projection for the left in the future is not so bullish. The left has a talent problem. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so I was recently introduced to this Francesca individual, and ever since I reacted to that absolutely pathetic argument she tried making against Cenk Uygur, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, well I've been a little bit curious, and so I've done a little bit of a deep dive into Francesca, and I gotta tell you what I'm finding here, well, they're really not sending their best now, are they?
If I was a Democrat, I'd be quite unnerved that you've thrown the kitchen sink at this guy, and this is how a lot of the public are reacting.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense that he'd be cheered at UFC. I mean, you know, it's a sport full of actors, and we have this guy who's been pretending to be a serious politician for years now. Look, the important thing about that interview that he gave to Fox News.
You're not besmirching UFC. Hang on, fact check. You'll think you're WWE, the actors. The UFC, they're real fighters.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I don't have. Cool. Good.
That's a clip from Piers Morgan's show, I believe, back in June, maybe July. That was during the summer of 2024, when Donald Trump was making big waves, getting massive standing ovations during those UFC events, and somehow leftist thought leader Francesca Fiorentini managed to confuse the UFC with the WWE in her attempt to make this amazing point that Donald Trump is just an actor. Donald Trump's acting. Look at him act at the UFC, along with all these other actors pretending to fight. Oh my lord, it's so embarrassing. And really the worst part is the lack of self-awareness or the irony. I mean, talking about acting, Donald Trump supposedly is pretending to be a politician. But I'd argue if anyone's been playing pretend in the White House, it's Joe friggin' Biden. The man who spent most of his presidency shuffling around eating ice cream or chilling on the beach, while his aides and appointees essentially carry out the vast majority of his actual presidential duties. You know, it's just this horrible recipe, like I keep mentioning. It's a combination of arrogant confidence and total ignorance on the issue. And when those two things go together, I mean, it's just not a good look. And really what I think it boils down to is an incentives issue. The left just doesn't create the right incentives, where the incentive should probably be talent, communication skills, ability to put together a very strong, coherent argument, where that should be the incentive. No, on the left, that's not what we see at all. What do we see? We see grifting and party allegiance as being the main currency for moving up in the party. And so that's why I believe we see people like this popping up to the top, rather than those with actual talents and abilities. And really, if you want to look at the perfect example, just look no further than the Democrat nomination process, where anyone who challenges tough issues or broken Democrat policies is immediately shunned from the party. But those who toe the party line, those who say all the things that are approved by the powers that be, those who push the anti-Trump narrative, well, they go straight to the top. That's why the Democrats are stuck with Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom, the same names over and over again for the last 15 years. And so what we see constantly on the left are people who have no interest in intellectual integrity, they have no interest in facts or presenting strong arguments to win in the public. No, it's just a mindless grift constantly. Say whatever you need to say to promote the official narrative. It's just so lazy. It's just, oh, Trump bad, Trump fake. Trump got shot in the ear. Oh, it must be fake. He must have faked it. Oh, Trump went to the UFC. Well, they're a bunch of actors. Trump's faking. Narrative takes precedence every single time above actually looking into things and getting to the basic facts. And that's why each and every single time anything that's good for Trump always gets spun, even if the spin makes no frickin' sense whatsoever. And that's why we constantly have clips of leftoids looking like complete fools because they jump to the conclusion before actually getting the facts down. That's why we constantly see these people embarrassing themselves. And what's crazy is that these people look at us and say we're stupid, we're uneducated. I mean, the irony is through the roof. We got these leftoids making utter fools of themselves on a pretty consistent basis. They never seem to know what's going on. They don't even seem interested to even begin having the conversation, let alone even delve into the facts. I mean, look at what's going on with the LA wildfires, for instance. They haven't challenged anything that we've mentioned. No, it's just blind support for their Democrat leaders. And all the while, they're calling us stupid. And when I say they're calling us stupid, I mean Francesca's calling us stupid, of all people.
Hey guys, just signing on to say that we all know that DEI is the reason that LA is burning right now. Obviously, fire is a real guy's guy, okay? Like, fire only respects other men who lift and drink their own piss as part of a clean diet. Everybody knows that wind doesn't believe that women should vote. So if we had a male mayor and a male fire chief, then they and fire and wind could have just sat down and podcasted together. Also, if we had a male mayor, he could have just MMA fought a cloud until it rained. Anyway, gotta go evacuate.
Yeah, we're the dummies, right? We're the ones who can't get it right. You know, the left loves to posture as the intellectual elite, always lecturing the rest of us on how we don't understand the nuances of their brilliant policies and ideas. But you guys know the truth. I mean, almost any time a leftist is asked to explain or defend their political beliefs, it's almost always a slow-motion train wreck and possibly the dumbest thing you've heard all year. I think the truth is that most leftists haven't got a clue how the world actually works. They don't seem to understand basic economics. They don't seem to understand basic human nature. It seems almost as if they're just making it up as they go. And honestly, in a way, I don't even necessarily blame them because, like I said earlier, that's where the incentives are. Why spend time having to think or delve into the facts? Why spend time having to form strong points and arguments when you can just yell "Orange Man bad" and then walk into the cushiest career you've ever had? This is what you get when partisan politics trumps facts. This is what you get when you throw meritocracy and honesty to the side. This is what you get when you give participation trophies. You get a political party that's in complete freefall, and you get all the most dishonest, ignorant grifters grabbing all the top positions, soaking up all the attention in the room, and of course on the flip side you alienate the people with actual talent. I mean, if this is the future of the left, AOC, this Francesca individual, Hassan and the rest of them, all the bread tubers on Twitch, if this is what they have to offer, then I just don't know where the leftist political movement is headed. But I'll tell ya, it obviously can't be anywhere good. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.